Welcome to 2Cents FC. I'm your host, Amobi Okugo, back again with my guy, L. Each week, we'll be talking with individuals from around the soccer world, learning about their stories and getting their unfiltered thoughts and opinions. This week, we're joined by baller, entrepreneur Porter. We'll be getting to know all about Porter and his soccer journey and entrepreneurship journey as well. So, Porter, fun fact, I didn't know that was your alias. We're going to keep your real name under wraps.
Yeah.
How you doing today?
I'm doing good, man. I just flew in from LAX to Austin. Flight got delayed. That's why I was late for this, but I apologize.
No, it's all good. It's all good. We make adjustments.
Yeah.
Just like on the soccer field, you got to adjust. But we always start with 2 truths and a cap, which is fitting because I know we're going to get into it later. You're rocking a cap right now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let L run down the details, and then we'll go from there.
All right, so 2 truths and a cap. So this is like a little icebreaker game that we like to play, where you'll give us 3 facts about yourself. Okay. 2 will be true, 1 will be a lie, and Amobi and I got to guess what the lie is. So, whenever you're ready.
So 2 truths and 2 caps.
1 cap.
One cap.
Yeah.
Let's start with I change my briefs like 5 times in a day.
Okay.
The next one would be I spend 90% of the time in the air.
Okay.
The last one would be I'm trying to think of the last one. I'm kind of stalling right now. The last one would be I like to eat red meat.
Okay. Yo, you got the award for the most random 2 truths and a cap. So all of 2 Cents FC.
Yeah.
Man, that briefs one sounds crazy. Laundry day must be wild.
Yeah, you're wilding with that.
You do travel a lot. I'm gonna go with the briefs. That's a cap.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going with the briefs. That's wild.
Okay, we're both wrong.
Oh, what is?
Yeah, I tell you what. Yeah, so basically, I mean, I exaggerated the 5. It may be like sometimes 3 or 5, but I'm weird. So like, if I go outside, if say for instance I'm outside, right? Well, I'm at home. I leave to go do something, and I come back home. If I come back home and take off my shoes, I feel like I kind of have to change. I don't know why. It's been a thing for me.
So do you take a shower every time you go outside and come back?
It just depends. If I'm like mad sweaty, then yeah, I'll run in the shower for like literally like a minute and then just, you know what I'm saying? That's just how I'm just weird like that. I don't know.
Uh-huh.
And that's why I've got like, I don't know, like for when like I was at college and that, I always used to have like free drawers. And anybody that went to college with me would know. I used to have like a drawer that had a bag of socks, and everybody used to be like, well, why you have mad socks? Why you have mad briefs? I used to like it's weird. I'll go like, I was just in LA and I was in Supreme and I looked at the briefs and I was like, damn, I need to buy more briefs. Like, I'm just like that. I just like briefs and socks. I just like mad supplies of them. Like, I wish I was sponsored by somebody that could just give me briefs and socks.
Yeah, or you can make your own. I know we're going to get into that later.
Bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got to stay fresh at all times. I respect it.
Yeah. So that was really
that was
interesting.
A curveball.
That was definitely a curveball.
Yeah.
So what's the cap?
The cap is the red meat. I don't eat red meat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't eat meat in general, really.
For real? Was that because of soccer, or you just like you saw a documentary? What happened?
You know what? Yeah, it's a bit of both. I've got a weird diet. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, I'm a vegan, because there's once in a blue moon I'll go out and I'll eat I'll have like a chicken or whatever. I won't touch red meat though. Like won't touch red meat. If anything, I'll eat like seafood. But if it's gonna be seafood, it's not gonna be like shell. It's not gonna be shelf life seafood. It'll be like proper. But Yeah, like it's been more like soccer and just like my lifestyle, really, just learning things, innit? You know.
Yeah. Okay.
Just kind of like just dropped it out, really.
Perfect.
It really started from an injury. It started from it started from an injury. I tore my meniscus, and I wasn't meant to I was meant to be out. This was just before I came to America. And I was crying my eyes out, bro. Like I was like, oh, but everything's done. Like, I was like, yeah, life's finished. Like, you know, everything's done. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do, you know. And then I don't know what happened. I was just going to the gym one time, and I watched this documentary about like eating certain foods and stuff like that to like heal your body and that. And then I just done that. I wasn't eating. I just went raw. Like wasn't eating no meat at all. Just like leaves.
Yeah.
I got healed in like a month and a half. When I came back to my coaches, they were like, "Are you sure you're ready to like play?" I'm like, "Yeah, I feel good." Like, and I was playing. It was scary at the same time because I'm like, you know, like a bit wary, but I was good, and that's when I knew, like, yeah, like your body could heal itself, like for real, like it really can. It's a powerful thing.
Okay, Ocho Cinco would say differently. He would say it's all mental, but you know the studies show that what you eat is.
I think it's a both. I think it's a mental thing. It's definitely a mental thing, and I think definitely your body can heal itself for sure.
No, facts. It's all about. It's like as I tell like young kids, like when they ask, like, "What do you do?" I was like, "You don't put bad gas in a nice car, you know."
Right.
You know, your body is like you gotta provide the right nutrients and whatever it is. If you eat meat, you know, within reason, you just got to be healthy.
Got to be healthy. That's the most important part, man. Just being healthy.
Yeah, so tap in with them small chops meal plans that I'm.
Yeah, exactly.
I think really it's all about moderation. Really, if you are going to eat certain things, it's all about moderation.
That's true. So you touched on it a little bit, but let's get into it. The first question we ask everyone, like when we get really into it, is when did you fall in love with soccer or football for you?
Oh, from birth, from young, innit? Like as young as I can remember, man. Like to this day, like it's just a thing where it's like I can't go. Like I still run in the gym. You know, I still like playing like tournaments and that. You know, and all of that. But just from young, like as young as I can remember, I can't really even remember. It's just as young as I can remember. Like it just happened.
Yeah. So for context, me and Porter know each other during his time with Austin Bowl. You know, he came out to train. You know, you graduated from college after having a good season, and you know, we just immediately hit it off. You know, just good vibes, good young player. So give us some context because you mentioned you moved to America. What's your background?
My background, obviously, I'm a British citizen. I'm Angolan. That's like my background, isn't it? So Angolan and that, and then just born in London, Tottenham, North London, like rough area. No, Tottenham.
Tottenham.
He said, no, like North London, Tottenham. Yeah, that's where I'm from. Like I live like I guess like what 7-minute, 10-minute walk from the stadium.
Okay.
So like that's like really.
So you're a Tottenham supporter or not? Or you just
say that again?
You support Tottenham?
Yeah, I'm a Tottenham supporter.
Okay.
Hard Spurs fan, always.
Okay.
Ooh. So L's a big Arsenal fan, so we got some.
Oh, not looking too good this season, man. This interview's gonna go sour now. I can feel it.
Nah, it's all good.
No, so real quick before we get into like, because you know a lot of people, I'm like big on like English slang. You know, like, that's why I was like, "Yo, you from Peckham?" Not knowing you're not from Peckham at all.
Yeah.
So give us like a quick like English slang, like dictionary, urban dictionary. Because you said internet, you said mad, you said yeah. Like, give us like
our slang like comes from like African, Caribbean, like kind of like dialect, really, you know. And it's just like when you're in like such a diverse place, that's where it came from, really. Like all our like kind of like slang. Fam is like just saying like what's up, bro? Like in America, what's up, bro? In it, it's like a confirmation. So it's like I will say something to you, and then in it, it's like a confirmation. Like, yo, you went to the shop, innit? I'm not saying yeah. It's like you went to the shop, yeah. Okay. You know, like a comparison to that, like in it to America would be like, I don't know, like saying like you heard what I say, yeah. Yeah.
Or be like right. Or,
right, exactly. It's exactly like right. Like no different. exactly the same context as right. It's used. It's the same thing.
Okay. What about like you get me, fam?
Shit.
What about that?
You get me is like you get me, fam. It's just like I don't know. It's like when you're say for instance I don't know. I buy a new pair of shoes, and then, I buy a new pair of shoes, and I'm just like I'm kind of like just like feeling myself, and I'm around my boys. I'm like, yo, this is hard, isn't it? Like, you get me, fam. This is crazy. Like, this is you get me, like.
Amobi, so to put it in Bay Area terms, but it's like saying you feel me. So
yeah,
like, it's hard. You feel me? Like you feel me?
Like, yeah.
All right, cool.
I love this stuff. So like,
yeah, this I get hyped off this.
I'm trying to think of any other like words that we use highly. Maybe you would know, like, and then like you could tell me, and I'd be like, oh yeah.
Because I feel like some words you guys use it for like multiple things. So like Philly, you know, like when I was in Philly, everyone's saying John, and John means like it's like interchangeable. So I feel like some English slang, like some words are like.
You know what's weird though? I used to actually try to speak slang on a pitch, on a football pitch. A lot of like some American players I used to play with, they didn't understand it. Like when I used to be like, yo, Jax, like that means dummy the ball, like leave the ball.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, Jax, and everybody would be like, what? There's no Jax on the pitch. I used to be like, no, that means dummy, like leave it.
Yeah.
You know? They didn't really kind of like understood that. It's like more of like a what would we say in America though? It's more like
leave it.
Yeah, leave it. But it's like you can't
hella bland.
Pitch. I don't think you can say leave it on the pitch.
Like, yeah, it depends.
Depends, like it's like a
yeah. So that's a great segue. So talk about your adjustment. You talked about your final year of university in England or high school. Yeah, you got the injury. You came back, and you said you felt like your life was over. But obviously, you moved to the States. Yeah. How did that come about? How did that opportunity come? And like, what was the adjustment being like, a British soccer player coming to the States for university?
It was different because it was different. Like I came to the States with no video. I had no video. It was just word by mouth. Mm-hmm. So I got a full ride, like a full scholarship off like just words. Like, trust me, like you don't need a video for this guy. Like it was just that. And I just got a full ride from that. And literally like, I love my old coach, Tim. I need to actually message him. He would be messaging me and he would be like he would be doing research of where I'm from. So like back then I never had crazy footage. Like I was gonna get footage, but that's when I got injured. Okay. When I was meant to get footage, I was gonna get injured. And a lot of my old stuff, like Tottenham development, when I went there, it's like kind of like this like under 18 kind of like development, kind of like college thing, scheme thing. We never really had footage there, so it was like, bro, like it was like who had footage? Unless you was at like a professional, like decent academy, then you'd have like some sort of like good footage. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if you was playing like just like college or like just like a different type of like level football, then it wasn't really like footage of that, So it was just like word of mouth, and he was just doing research where I'm from, and he would send me lyrics of like Skepta, and he'd be like Tottenham High Street, or like he would literally just send me lyrics of like rappers trying to bond with me. Like it happened so like different. So it's like before he even knew if I was good or not, he just heard I was good. So he kind of just built a relationship off soccer. And when I got there, that's when he was like, oh yeah. Yeah.
So did you know anything about the States? Obviously,
nothing.
Coming from Britain, you guys.
If I tell you some things, you'd be like, what the hell? I didn't know the difference between a JUCO college and D1 colleges. I didn't know the difference. I didn't know like when there's like, like for instance, like some colleges would holler me after like my first year of college in America. I didn't know like D1 schools and the difference between this and that. Like I didn't know. Like I had like mad schools like hollering at me, but I didn't know like what was the difference between all this stuff. It was just like I I played 4 years, I just go pro and that's it. I didn't understand the scheme. I didn't understand the pyramid. I wouldn't say it never got taught to me. I think it was more of like a thing where it was like, I don't know, just
yeah. So what was it like? You step onto American soil, you get adjusted. How'd you feel like the level was compared to growing up in England when soccer is like the main sport?
So First preseason game, came on the pitch. It was weird. I was having like a good 10 minutes, like a really good 10 minutes. Bang, injured, done. So that was my first experience in America. Literally, like it was like it was 50-50 ball. It was 50-50. This guy, like, we both hit the ball at the same time. And you know, that's basically like hitting a brick wall if you're hitting the ball at the same time because it's not moving. Yeah. Hit a brick, literally, that was my season done. I only played during the end of that season, I only played like couple games. I only played a couple games after that, like maybe like 5 or 6. No, not 5. I'm lying. Probably about like 7 games. But those last 7 games was like I had really, really good like games in those last 7 games. Unbeaten. We went. It was unbeaten. We had like our winning streak was like 22-0, and then we lost in the semi-final to get to nationals.
And this was for the JUCO team that you came on, right?
Yeah.
And then after that, you transferred over to a 4-year?
No, I stayed at the JUCO the next year because after that first season, like it wasn't like coaches wasn't hollering at me and stuff like that, but I was injured for so long that some schools, like I was getting told that some schools was messaging me, but at the same time, I didn't. When my coach is telling me, yeah, this school is messaging you, I don't care because it's like I'm just trying to focus on getting better. I don't understand what D1 and all this stuff is. Like my players are not even talking about that. So it's like, you know, like all like Dayton University, a couple other universities as well, like SLU University, St. Louis University. Like I had talks with these guys, like, you know, like, oh yeah, if you do this and you do that. But I didn't really understand the difference of all of this stuff, you know. And also as well, another thing as well that I would say for players that come to America from different countries, take your credits seriously because that could mess you up too.
That's a big piece of advice. There's a lot of international students that struggle because the credits don't transfer over or they just don't understand the system.
I struggled with that because when I was throughout my school year, I didn't really want to go to school. You know what I'm saying? It's like I was playing soccer at the same time. I was always doing creative stuff, like designing. I've always been doing that the whole life. The mixture of both. But I've always been doing a mixture of both. And I wasn't really taking school seriously, but I was taking 4 classes, doing 3 classes, and then dropping out 1 class. So I'm like, oh, I can't be able to take that class. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not knowing that after these, after the first year is done, after the second year is done, you got to transfer all these credits to a school.
Yeah.
But I don't know none of this. I'm not understanding it. So when after my 2 years at St. Louis at the JUCO, I'll touch on the second season in a bit. But after my second season, I'm like, oh yeah, these offers are going to be amazing and whoop-de-whoop. All these offers were there, but I couldn't go because I had mad credits that I needed to do. I wasn't taking math classes. I hated maths. Always hated maths. I wasn't trying to take math. I was trying to avoid it. I thought I could get away with it. It didn't happen. I had to actually take it. Yeah, it was nuts. It was crazy. It was a lot.
So what ended up happening? Did you figure out a situation where you had to make up the credits and then transfer over? Or how did it all work out?
So this is what happened, right? So after my first season, that was done. Then my second season happened now. I had an amazing second season. Got All-American. That second season was crazy. That's when all these schools started to hit me up and whatever. Oh. But at the time, I'm still not understanding what these credits mean. And at the time, I think my coach was actually talking to Dayton and SLU. Those were the 2 schools that were I was actually talking to. And then what had happened? My credits wouldn't transfer over, and they said that I had to take maybe I think 21 credits in the summer, which would have been it's not like it would have been impossible, but me going
that's 4 classes. That's
no, it's more than that. That's because 4 classes is 12 credits, so that's 8 classes. I take 7.5 classes, I think.
For summer A, 4 classes. Summer B, another 3.
The only problem is these classes that I had to take. There wasn't no summer A and no summer B for none of these classes.
So you would have taken them all at one time.
I had to take them all at one time because we tried. We spent 2 weeks trying to figure out how we can fit in all these classes into a schedule, and they were just bro, I'm not gonna lie. The red shirt, you either have the red shirt for a year, and this is another thing as well. I didn't know about red shirt. I didn't understand red shirt. If I had known about red shirting, oh my God, I would have been nice. But everything happens for a reason like this.
Yeah. That's crazy. So, like, all right. So, what's your advice for, because a lot of international students are coming over to play soccer in the States. What's the immediate advice? Figure out your credits, figure out red shirt. Would you say like there's companies or people that you can reach out to help with the process?
Oh,
Or is
yeah,
it kind of
it is. Like, I came from a program, Soccer Charts USA. But at the same
okay?
time, like Ben, shout out Ben. Actually, they done like so amazing for me. Like, I came from Soccer Charts, Ben and Kev. Because originally I wasn't even meant to come to America. This is the weird part. They were telling me about America, but I wasn't meant to come. I was training at Leighton Orient. At Leighton Orient, and then I was training there. It was me and my guy Josh. We was training at Leighton Orient with the under 21s and that. And then so I'm thinking, I'm gonna stay in England, like potentially get a pro contract here and and do all of that stuff. But they ended up like talking about something about a third year scholar to me. Like that's what they were saying. And I was kind of like, I kind of wasn't really feeling it because you don't get paid on a third year scholar. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But at the time, how my mind is now in life, at the time would I have took it? Probably yes. Like if I had gone back in that chart, would I have took it? Probably yes. Because now it's like I understand, right? That like, there's steps to things, man. Everything. You're not gonna get everything you want just then when you want to get it. I know that now. You know what I'm saying? Like I know that now. Like just based off like how things are like kind of happening in business, I kind of understand like things you have to take steps and things. You know what I'm saying? Not everything's just gonna happen just like that.
That's true. So what would you say? You grew up both in developed in Britain or England, and you played at a pretty high level in the States.
Yeah.
What do you think is wrong with both countries when it comes to development from a soccer standpoint? Like, what would you change? What do you like about each country?
One thing that to this day kind of like I don't know. To this day, I find this I find trouble dealing with this. Right, is that I feel like America when they play football in America, the passion is not there. It's weird. It's like I kind of took out like the passion that I had in England when you're playing. It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's like you're playing and it's like you feel there, like you feel like they've got your back, like you feel like the only time I've had that experience in America is when I've played in massive crowds.
Mm-hmm.
When I've played at massive crowds, like like when we played against about Detroit FC, right?
Yeah.
You know how they have that crazy fan space and all that? They have this crazy like stands with all these fans and stuff like that. So like when you're playing against that, and it's like that's when you feel like, oh yeah, like like this is football. Like you feel passion. You swear. I mean, I'm not gonna say you have to swear in football, but sometimes the emotion is like you can't hold it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like they're like, I can't even tell my teammates. Like I used to get red cards in my freshman year for doing stuff like, I would do stuff like for instance, somebody pings me like a crap ball. I'd be like, come on, man, fucking hell, man. Like, you got to do it better. Like,
yeah.
Referee will look at me, yellow card. I'm like, what the fuck? And I've got a red card just like that. So I used to think I was a hothead, but it's not. I'm not even a hothead. It's more like a thing where it's like
it's just regular.
It's normal in England to do that because it's like they understand the passion. But over here, it's like I kind of lost that. Like playing football over here, I kind of lost the passion, man. I lost the drive. You're not as hungry as you are in England, man. It's not the same. It's like not the same at all, man.
No, that's a great point you talked about when it comes to like just like the environment of British players. It's like someone like plays like a shit pass, and you can like get into your teammate without having it. Like, because once you're off the field, it's all good.
It's not a fact. Like it's just
wake up, like bro, what you doing?
Exactly.
Like, here you say it like, don't talk to me like that. You mess up too, blah blah blah. It's like, all right, now you can't even get the point.
It's so normal in England to do that, but then like over here, man, the trouble I find is all with referees, man. The referees over here are like, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know if I have a problem with referees in America. I've never had this problem in England, ever. I don't think there's a game where I look at a referee and it's like, I mean, there's a few referees. There's like a few referees in Austin that I've played against and they actually know how to ref a game, but the referees are terrible. Like so bad.
Just in terms of like reading the like flow of a game, or just like
reading the flow of the game, knowing the difference between somebody like two teammates on the no, not two teammates on the team, two oppositions in the team competing, and when they're trying to fight, knowing the difference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if somebody grabs somebody's shirt, you know, and they'll just, you know, like grab their shirt, like, oh, shut up, you know, like whatever, like what are you gonna do on the field? Okay, cool, watch the next time. The referee will just be like, oh, break it up, like get on, like, and that's it.
Yeah.
But over here, you can depend on anybody. You are getting a red card. You can touch, you can do this to somebody, you're getting a red card. And it's like, for me, it kind of just takes away my part of the game, because my part of my game, it's like I'm aggressive. You know, I like playing aggressive football. I like when players want to take me out. It makes me play better.
Yeah.
You must like Harry Kane, man.
Yeah, when I'm not under that type of pressure, different. Like when I played with you, you was one of the only players that was like trying to like hit players, and I was like, yeah, I like you. Like, I like you.
That's why we got along, because he was like doing on like just training on trial, like chatting. Like I was like, okay, yeah, let's get it. But it's like that environment's not always, you know, it's not always like that. So what would you say, like from the coach's standpoint, you know, from a development, like you think it's where can American coaches get better? Where can British coaches get better in terms of that player management?
I've never, and this is the thing, right? Have I ever had a problem with British coaches? I don't think I have, man. I'm going to keep it honest with you. I don't think I have. Sometimes, like, you know, coaches in England, sometimes, I don't know.
Like you think that like that intense, like always hard is good for a young player when it comes to development? I think sometimes they kind of gotta.
I think yes and no, but the coaches that I just had, right, in England, my last coaches in England, Ben and Kev, amazing coaches, and the difference with them and a lot of coaches like in America is that they manage everybody differently.
Mm-hmm.
You can't I don't care if you're Pep Guardiola. Like I've got an FA level 2 coaching badge, you know, but no matter like how like I don't know, no matter who you are as a coach, man, you have to know your players. It's the most that's gonna make your life simple, and it's gonna make your team better in a whole.
Yeah.
You have to know every single player. You have to know the individual, because Kevin Ben knew that how they got the best out of me was different how they got the best out of somebody else.
That's true.
They knew that, okay, you know, who is playing good, whatever, and then, oh no, he's playing bad. Let's get on his back. Like, tell him, yo, like, you're playing shit right now. Like, you know, I'll be like, oh, whatever. But they know that's gonna feel me. Yeah. To another player, you can't do that to another player, because some players don't take that lightly. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna accept that.
Yeah.
And I feel like in America, when I've been here, like a lot of coaches, they've not necessarily coaches that I've coached that I've coached me, but like I've just seen other coaches and stuff like that, and you know, like they just like, you know, they're very particular. Like you can't treat everybody the same. It doesn't work. You're gonna have, like it or not, you're gonna have, I would say, not favorites, but you're gonna have players that you speak to differently than you speak to this player. You know, like yeah, it's just different, man.
Yeah, no, that's facts. I think the best coaches are the ones that understand the locker room, understand the players within the locker room, and know how to get that extra. Yeah, you have to. I think you have to know the footballer outside of football. You have to know what makes him wake up in the morning and come in. Is he doing this for money? Is he doing this because he loves it? Is he doing this because he's got to feed his kids? You got to know that as a coach, because you got to see his point of view of things. Yeah. Like if you don't do that to every single player you have, you're never gonna get the best out of them. Yeah. Never. Some coaches can't even have a conversation with a player outside, because they just like everything's soccer, and it's like, yo, I don't even care about this stuff. Like, I'm just trying to get this money and be out.
My last coach at my last college, right? He was very Coach Bond, like he was very he was different. Like he knew how to get the best out of certain players, innit? Certain players didn't understand it, but I always understood it, innit? I always understood what he was doing. There was times, right, where I'd feel like, damn, man, this guy's just ignoring me. Like, he's ignoring me, or like, he's just like, but then when I'm looking at it from the outside, I kind of understood what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? I kind of understood that what he was teaching me was like, okay, you're one of the best players here, but at the same time, I need you to work. You know what I'm saying? Like he was giving me like that information that, yo, I need you to work. Like you just because like you're one of the best players here doesn't mean that you're gonna get like special treatment. I need you to, you know, like and that's what I learned from that, you know, from a lot of things that we did.
No, that's what it's all about. So obviously you had aspirations to go pro. Can you talk about the process of like trying to go pro and like obviously I think you still if an opportunity came up, you still lacing up the boots or is it?
You know what? Yeah, like at the moment I'm kind of sorting out a few things like that I won't speak on camera like the whole the whole process of visas in the USA because that's another thing as well. That's another thing that players need to think about is visas, you know. So like I've had, I can't speak on teams and stuff like that. I'm not going to do that. But I've had certain coaches tell me like, hey, like, you know, like if you get this and you get that, then we can sign. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, like I think it's still there. I definitely don't think it's done. You know, my life can't limit you. I know it's not done. I know like the opportunity can come. You know, obviously what I'm doing right now is kind of it's hard. You know, it's hard to balance out too. But at the same time, it's like you just never know. And life's funny, man.
Yeah, so you might have to just marry an American citizen, you know, make it speed the process along.
Yeah, like speed the process. They've been telling me that. Well, some coaches be like, "Yo, do that," you know. But I'm working on something right now. Like, there's different type of like visas, like investor visas, and you know, there's different ways and different methods. But yeah.
But yo, let's get into the perfect segue. Let's get into what you're doing now. Obviously, you're rocking a hat. That's a YC Porter exclusive, I believe. What is YC Porter? How did it come about? What you got in the works? Let's get into all of it.
Okay, so YC Porter is that's an Instagram name, right? And it's always been an Instagram name from when I was like, I think 14, 15.
All right. What's the YC stand for?
YC, you know what's crazy? I used to tell girls, when girls used to ask me, what does YC stand for? I used to be like, it stands for Young Chocolate. And they used to laugh. And I was like, you see what I'm saying?
Nah, man.
Yo,
That's weak.
I had to listen. I was always like a class clown, innit? So I always had jokes in that, but I never really stood for that. It actually never stood for that. It just stood for Young Chris, innit? You know. And,
okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then Porter, that's just the name.
So Porter, yeah. Funny enough, this came out in college. Yeah, I was about 17. I used to go to college all the time, right, with like different shoes, innit? And first, my Instagram, I remember my social media name first was like YC Ghost. Because I was always heard, but I've always lived a life like I want to be heard, but I don't want to be seen all the time. I want you to see me on social media, but I want you when you bump into me, you're like, bro, like I ain't seen you in so long. I've just seen you online. I like that.
All right, well known, unknown. I like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like well known but unknown. Like so I like when people don't know where I am, you know, like that's why I've just always been like that. You know, but so Porter came from actually like friends really, you know, like in college. I don't know if you watched the movie Paid in Full before.
Come on, man, don't disrespect me.
That's a hood classic out here. You got it. That's like a rite of passage if you black. Like
exactly.
That's part of your black card criteria. You gotta have watched Paid in Full. You know what I'm saying?
So like there was this guy. There's this guy, the flashy guy, right? That one. His name is Richie Porter.
Yeah.
So I used to always like come to college looking fresh. Like even on match days, like I'll come. Them times it was at Tottenham, like Spurs development. I used to come to the school, and then I just always be looking fresh. Even when I'm wearing like the Tottenham, like you know, sometimes we have to wear this like the whole like Tottenham, like you know, like just what pros do. Yeah. We have to wear like a whole kit and stuff. And then I'd come in with fresh shoes. And then one time this guy was like, "Yo, like Richie Porter, what's his name again? I can't remember his name." But then after that, it kind of stuck in it really. Just like certain people were just like Richie Porter because I just always had fresh shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So it came from about 16, 17. I was about 16, 17, about 16. I just went into college. So I was about 16. And then I just kind of like changed my Instagram name to Richie Porter. And after that, it's just been Porter. I just was always fly in it, I guess.
Okay. Nice.
Trying to be at least.
Yeah. All right. So how did you get into hats?
Oh, hats. Like, really, I've always liked a lot of stuff, you know, like like a lot of people think like, oh, like it's weird. Like my new followers now think that all I do is hats, but they don't know that I used to do mad other stuff. Like I used to make, like I still do it. I've got like stuff in the works, like clothing and all of that. But I've always
briefs and socks.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna make some socks. Yeah, life quite literally briefs for sure.
Yeah, so talk to us about the process of like. Oh, what's up? I said, talk to us about the process of like actually like, you know, going from idea to like actually building like a business out of it.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, I've never wanted to. I've always said to myself, like, I always want to, whatever I'm doing, I don't really, for me, yes, everybody would love to be a millionaire, but I just want to enjoy what I do, whatever I do in life. You know what I'm saying? I wanna wake up and just be like, oh yeah, like, this is sick. I want to even be, if I'm not helping, well, I always want to be helping people. That's one of my big things. I always want to help people. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, you know, and I'll help anybody as much as I can. But turning that into a business was kind of like it just happened like organically, really, because I was just making stuff, really. I was just making random stuff. Throughout my college career, I was just making like random stuff, you know, and you know, in America, like when you're here on a student visa, you technically can't like work.
Yeah.
You can't like, you know, you can't work and stuff like that. So I was throughout like my college season, I was always just making random stuff, you know, like I was making shoes, making hats, you know, I used to sell hats back then. I've got like my first samples from hats that I made back then as well. And making jeans for people, cutting people's jeans, just doing stuff, what I was doing for myself, because I always wanted to just be different.
Yeah.
Like I always just wanted to just be myself and just be different. But what I was doing for myself, you know, I just started to do for other people, really. So people just need to cut their jeans. Like,
describe that first sale that you made when you officially like started YC Porter, like, because I feel like, you know, me and Elle was talking offline, like, you know, you be hustling like out the trunk, you know, like Nipsey style. So it's like, what was that first sale like?
Even that, like people, a lot of people get like my TikToks misconstrued because it's like certain TikToks have gone viral and then people are like, oh, yo, there's this guy on the street selling hats. I wasn't on the street selling hats. I'll actually tell you what actually happened, but it's weird how it happened. But like the first sale I remember from YC Porter was probably I'm trying to think of the first time somebody actually paid me to do something. I think it was to cut jeans. I think it was either to do with jeans or do something to somebody's shoe. I think it was jeans.
So did you like give them your price, or they were like, yo, I want to pay you for this?
And this is the thing. I never knew how to like price what I do, because I never wanted to make people feel like, oh, who does this guy think he is? Or just or like, you know, I don't know. I just didn't know how to price certain things. I didn't know how to price my worth or my value.
So how do you do it now? Because like we have a lot of people like starting out, doing their own thing, you know, trying to figure it out. That's like always the toughest battle, like, you know, knowing your worth and like, you know, setting that price.
It's so hard. Reason being I say knowing the price point is so hard because like I've met people before in life and they come to me and be like, oh my gosh, like, you know, your stuff is worth, you know, and it's all, and sometimes I would say this to people, always take advice. Wait, let me get a cushion. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna get a cushion for this chair. So yeah, I was saying like knowing how to like I guess like price your worth, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's hard because like people would come to you, people would tell you that, oh, like this is what your stuff's worth. It's hard. Don't listen. I wouldn't say don't listen to people. Always listen. I listen to everybody. Whether I know is going through one ear and coming on the other, I'll always listen to everybody, what everybody has to say, because everybody has different motives and different opinions and stuff. But you don't have to take everything in. So I've had people in the past come to me and be like, oh, this stuff is worth $500, you know? But if you are being, okay, it's important to dream big. It's very important to dream big. But the chances of somebody, right, a regular person, I'm not saying it can't happen because it can. Anything in this world can happen. I believe that, you know. I believe if somebody walked out today and said, oh my gosh, you know, this painting that I just painted is worth $2,000, somebody in the world would buy it for $2,000. Yeah. Somebody would. It may not be me, it may not be this person, but somebody would end up doing that. You know, it's just whether if it reaches them or not. So I would say, so like people will be like to me, oh, this is worth $500, but you got to be realistic with yourself because it's like, I feel like it's important. It's not the start. It's not about making money. It's never do something like, if it's something that you love, of course you want to make money from it, but always try to build something, like build it. Just keep building it. Like even now, it sounds bad to say this, but sometimes I don't look at budgets because I just like, okay, whatever I make, I'm reinvesting. Whatever I make, I'm reinvesting. Every money that you think you're losing, you're not losing. That's invested in yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would say you be careful about giving out like you know, people think like about a brand, you know, and they say like, oh, like, you know, I have to give it out to 1,000 people before people buy it. That's not true. You know what I'm saying? Just, I guess, hold your integrity, man. Hold your integrity just a little bit, you know. And if you're gonna give it out to somebody, make sure it's gonna be worthwhile, because a lot of these celebrities and stuff, they really got the money to buy it, but they don't care. Like
they'll be proud to pay.
If I could show you I can't show you my DMs here, but if I was to show you my DMs here, I have so many people. Like I've had influencers, the celebrities and stuff. They've got money. I know you've got money because I know what numbers your YouTube does. I know what numbers I can easily figure out. Okay, this person is making at least this. You have got a decent amount of money to pay something that costs $150 that you really like.
Yeah.
Like you've got the money to do that. I've got kids that can't, like, I wouldn't say can't afford it, but are like, oh, yo, like I just saved up 2 weeks for your stuff. Cool, that's sick. What I'll do is next time, like I've done this before, like I'll just email them and I'll just give them $25. And it's not about, then again, it's not about me making money, but it's just the thought that you like my stuff, so whoever supports me, I support you too.
Yeah.
And yeah, man.
So talk about like the iteration, because I remember like, you know, following your Instagram, like you got like a whole like set where you like do the sew-ins and stuff like that. Was it always like that in terms of like putting the designs on your hats?
Yeah, no, like I've always just been doing things like that's why the brand's called Paula Made It, innit? Because it's like it's a lifestyle, but at the same time it's like it's more than a brand, innit? It's really you know, it's a movement. You know, like when I say Paula Made It, that actually came from somebody saying to me, "Yo, you made it," and I was like, "What? I made it? What you talking about?" You know, and then it just stopped. It was just like Paula Made It because everybody, I don't know, for some reason everybody thinks because I'm in America I made it. Like people from back home.
Yeah.
You know, I haven't made it. I'm making something, you know, I haven't made it yet, you know. But I guess made it is is your interpretation. Whatever you want made it to be, that's what made it is.
I like it. So when would you say Porter actually made it for real? Like what's your long-term vision?
My long-term vision? I told people, like people ask all the time, like, would you call yourself a designer? I wouldn't call myself a designer. I just call myself I don't have a job.
That's the designer answer for, you know, oh, I'm not a designer, I'm just a human.
No, but for real, like there's so much things I want to do in my life. I just look at life like we're here for a human experience. You know, I just see everything as like we're here for a human experience. You know what I'm saying? Like some of us have been here before. That's how I feel, you know. And we're just vibing together. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is what I feel like life's about. Some people may not agree, but I just feel like life's about just enjoying the time that you have here, man. Just, you know, if you can help somebody, help them, you know, being a good person, you know, treating people good. I feel like that's what life's about.
So you're a vibes curator then? That's what you're going for?
I'm all about vibes. I don't like bad vibes. Like,
okay.
You know, I'd rather have good vibes and not make sales than make sales and then the vibe's weird. Because I always want people to feel that they can talk to me, and people, you know, I always want to be able to just like, you know, just mingle and just be cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So what have been like some challenges that you've had to face as an entrepreneur?
Challenges.
You know, what have been some like, you know, like bad vibes or challenges?
Knowing, and it's not like it's too early for me to speak about this, but at the same time, it's like, not everybody, when you start something, okay, look, for instance, somebody just messaged me right now. It's like, oh, do you ship to, I don't know if you can see it. Do you ship to the Dominican Republic? So I'll get all those messages all the time. But like people, like your support is. It's hard to say this. It's not like it's not going to come from your family or not come from your friends, but the people that you think that are meant to support you. So say for instance you have a best friend or you have like a group of friends back home. Not everybody is going to see your vision. That's just you have to accept that, and I've accepted it. That not everybody. What I want to do in life. People may look at me right now and think this guy's an idiot. You know what I mean? But I've got a long-term vision. I don't care. Like I've stopped caring what people think. I used to think so much before. You know what I'm saying? Like my hair right now, my hair is not like, I used to care about my hair. I used to, if you like, everybody went to college with me, I used to have like fresh haircuts all the time. Like, bro, this is my natural hair. Like this is me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who am I out here impressing? You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have to impress nobody. I know when I found out who I was as a person, that's when I'm just comfortable with me. I don't really care. My beard can be this. Like I don't care. Like it's just like whatever, isn't it? Like,
okay. Yeah, that comes with age too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop caring what people think.
Yeah, like I'll tell this to anybody that's young. If I could go back to 16, I wouldn't give a damn what anybody thinks, man. I don't care. Like the only opinions that should matter to you, really, bro, is if you have like family, you know, and sometimes even family. Sometimes you just gotta, you know, narrow it out because not everybody has your best interest, but. You know, but
they have their best interest for you. So exactly. They think, you know, it's like exactly.
You know, they'll have their best interest for them, you know, like everybody's family has different, you know, things. And,
yeah. So obviously, you know, your DMs is popping. You've been on SneakerCon, you know, the New York streets. What have been some highlights though? What have been some like key ones?
Some big highlights. I say bumping into, my thing is I bumped into like mad celebrities, innit? Like mad celebrities, like high public, like profile people and that. But I don't know. Like I'm not one to be like if I see like somebody that's like, you know, that's big, you know, a lot of people inspire me. But at the same time, I always want to build like I just want to be organic, innit? I want to be authentic. I don't want to have to force anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna like, you know, like jump over the edge and be like, yo, like, can I get a picture? One thing about me, I never want to take a picture of somebody if I feel like I'm forcing the picture. I never want to feel like I'm bothering somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, for instance, like, we was talking about Skepta. Like, for instance, like, he's from where I'm from. He's from Tottenham, North London. It's like a different area. But like, even him, like, he wouldn't know, right? But he's one of my biggest inspirations from young. Because I grew up on grime, innit? So I grew up like listening to grime. My brothers, like even my brothers, they're like my biggest inspirations. I don't think they even understand. They don't get it. Like I think sometimes when I tell them like, yo, what you guys did when I was younger as a kid shifted me differently. I don't think they understand it. Sometimes it's just like, oh, we did that time ago, you know, it's whatever. Yeah. No, to this day, it still motivates me. I still remember all of that stuff, you know. Them coming to the house, you know, like with other guys, you know, like other like industry rappers right now. I'm not gonna name them, but coming into the house, you know, like them spitting bars, like watching all these rappers coming into my house and that, and I'm like, oh snap, like, and then now like they're all big and that, and it's sick to see it because it's like, damn, like I was part of that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I wanted to be in the room with them now. They didn't allow me because I was mad young. They just didn't want me around. But yeah, like it was sick. But I don't think my brothers, you know, their friends, I don't think they understand the inspiration that they had to me in it. You know what I'm saying? And,
okay.
Yeah.
So that's a great segue to my next question. So obviously you're a Tottenham supporter, you know, you're a vibes curator. So talk about like, all right, your 5-a-side when it comes to designers or inspirations, and then give us a 5-a-side of soccer players.
You can't do that. You can't do
that. We did it. It's the 2Cents show. We do whatever we want on this show.
And I never say can't. Can't is the word I don't like to use. Life can't limit you. But I guess... 5 designers. 5 designers. Matthew Williams, he owns the Leaks.
Okay.
I love Virgil. I love Virgil past his designing though. It's not, well, for me, it's deeper than designer for Virgil. For me, what Virgil is more like about, it's more about what he does with the youth, innit? You know what I'm saying? What he does with the youth, like, going to Nigeria, going all these places, like what he does like for like the youth in it is sick. And that's what I'm about. Because like I got a company, Light the Lane. right? And it's based in London, and it's like, you know, just like giving back to like people where I'm from, innit? So I'm from an area, North London, Tottenham, and I'm from this street called Park Lane, innit? Well, I'm not from the street called Park Lane, but you know, that's my area. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where we grew up. It's like 2 minutes down the road. But that's where, like, you know, that's where everybody would be. If you come out, if you're in the hood, everybody would be swings or be on Park Lane. Everybody would just be there. You know what I'm saying? Just chilling.
So in the States, they say, what set you from?
Yeah, they say what state, but I'd just be like, when people ask me where I'm from, I'd be like Tottenham.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, if someone in London was to ask me where I'm from, I'd just be like Tottenham.
So you don't tell them Park Lane?
No, I wouldn't tell them. You know what's crazy? If I told, like, sometimes it's weird. Like, if I told somebody where I'm, like, if I told somebody where my actual, like, hood is, then they're a little bit like, oh, yeah, like, that's a little bit, you know what I'm saying? It's not a bad thing. You know, I don't see it as a bad thing. I embrace where I'm from all the time. But it's just, everybody knows what Tottenham is. It's you know, it's like a, I can't explain it in American context. So, say for instance, you have, oh no, it wouldn't be like that in America. Say you have New York City.
Yeah.
And then you have Brooklyn. It's just like that. And then in Brooklyn, you have different boroughs. Like you have not different boroughs, you have different like hoods in Brooklyn. Like you have a block. Like, for instance, a random block in Brooklyn is where Pop Smoke's from, Canarsie. So Canarsie would be basically where I'm from.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure if Pop Smoke travels the world, he's going to be like, well, rest in peace. But I'm pretty sure, like, when he was traveling the world, I'm pretty sure, like, somebody asked him, like, oh, where are you from? He'd be like, oh, New York City, like, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't be like, oh, yeah, New York City, Brooklyn, like, Canarsie. He wouldn't, because it's like, you don't expect somebody to know that.
Yeah.
I expect you to know Brooklyn. I expect you to know New York City.
No, fair enough.
You know, it's like that. But my top 5 designers, so Matthew Williams, Virgil. I would always put Skepta in there. Not only, but I put Skepta in there because I just think Skepta's sick, bro. He's a vibe, isn't it? He's just he's sick, bro. Like, you know, like he's got a line called Maids. You know, crap, crazy. I actually just got one of his shoes actually the other day when I was actually in LA. One of these night collabs. But 2 more people. I'll put Dapper Dan in there.
Dapper Dan, okay. Respect the OGs, okay.
I was actually in Harlem last year at his artillery, and I learned a lot about him as a person and all that, and connected and saw all of his gems from like the 90s. And the reason why I connected with that is because obviously the Porter name. Mm-hmm. So obviously the Porter name, like Dapper Dan used to actually like, you know, design like all those coats. Them lot back then.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of have like a little bit of a deeper connection with Dapper Dan as well, even though like, you know, we're on different parts of the world, but it's like I have that connection with it just because of that.
Okay.
Yeah. Last one. Ooh, this is going to be the hardest one now. I've got about 10 people in my head.
It's cool. You're not hurting anyone's feelings, so it's all good.
Ooh. Actually, you know what? I'll put myself in there.
There you go. I was waiting. I was like, come on, man.
I'll put myself in there.
Porter made it.
I'm going to put myself in there. How about that?
All right, respect. So, all right, real quick before we get into this, you know, back into the soccer 5-a-side, if there's one team or like bigger company that you would want to like collab with, like a Porter made it, like, you know how Travis Scott and Jordan or something like that, or who would it be and why? Team or brand or company?
Or brand,
yeah.
I'm gonna give you a team and I'm gonna give you a brand and I'm gonna give you a company. Is that cool?
All right, you can do whatever you want.
Team and then the brand.
It's the 2Cents FC show. We do whatever we want here.
Cool. So for team, I would say Tottenham.
Okay.
I'd love to work with other teams. I would love to. But the reason why I'd say Tottenham, obviously that's where I'm from. It'll mean a lot to me and it'll mean a lot to people. It's bigger than me because when I do things sometimes, I always think about how it's gonna like impact like other people as well, innit?
Yeah.
And sometimes people tell me not to do that because, you know, like I'm caring about the people too much and whoop-de-whoop, but whatever, I do what I want. So I would say definitely because, yes, went from, you know, like my school in Tottenham Stadium was a road. So imagine just like one street. My stadium, matter of fact, hold on. Let me show you.
He was like, just in case y'all think I'm capping, I'm gonna show y'all.
Nah. So look, yeah. So I don't know if you can see it on the screen. Can you see that little grass, that little green grass?
Yeah.
Yeah, at the bottom.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's my school.
Oh
so
man.
Just that. Well, that's how the new stadium looks right now, but it never used to look like that. It used to be more closer.
Okay. Cool, man. All right. So Tottenham's the team. Who you got as like a brand and then company?
A brand company. A brand company. I would love to work with a lot of brands, but it would have to be like a sportswear company, really. I'll start from there. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to work with like these like luxury companies and all of that, but I always think about like I always think about the youth in it. What connects me? Remember me as a little kid? What did I always used to love? Nike, Adidas. You know what I'm saying? So I'd say Nike.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm saying Nike like an American. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is what America's done to me now. I say Nike.
Yeah.
Nike. Nike.
Perfect. All right, let's get into a soccer five-a-side. Who you got?
Soccer five-a-side. Oof. Soccer five-a-side. Ronaldo's in there. Cristiano Ronaldo in there. There's no questions about that. You're gonna be surprised about this one. Ronaldo. I put let's do that. Yeah, let's do one. Yeah. I put JJ Okocha.
Legend.
I put JJ Okocha in there. Funny enough, I'd actually put I put JJ Okocha in there. I'll put also five-a-side. Yeah, this would be a sick team. That team would be sick. JJ Okocha, and I'll put damn. How was his name not coming to my head? Oldest player to play in the World Cup. Oh, what a baller.
Oldest player to play in the World Cup. Wow, that's a good trivia question.
Is that like Iron Robin or somebody?
No.
Cannavaro, Maldini.
No. Exactly.
Dude from that played for Senegal. I'm not forgetting his name. Roger Milla.
Yeah. I'll put Roger Milla in there for sure.
Okay.
I'll put Roger Milla. I'll put Roger Milla up top. I'll put Ronaldo in the middle with JJ Okocha. They could just be doing their thing. The defense now, I need something mean. Something mean, but they can still ball. I'll put Rio Ferdinand there.
Okay.
I'll put Rio Ferdinand there. The vibes and stuff. He seems like a cool guy. And then also as well, I'll put Rio Ferdinand and Vidic.
Oh, wow.
Rio Ferdinand and Vidic. Vidic and Ronaldo get along. Rio Ferdinand and Ronaldo get along. JJ Okocha and Roger Milla would get along 100%. That would be a vibe, you know.
That's a very
he's playing Ultimate Team right now. He got the chemistry, link ups and everything.
Notice how he did not say one Tottenham player.
No, I didn't. Yeah. I actually didn't, no. And for keeper, you might have a Tottenham player.
Lloris.
Okay. All right, real quick. Do you have a favorite like Tottenham player of all time?
All time. Aaron Lennon was sick. I love Aaron Lennon. He made people want to put the line in their head.
Yeah, low key, he did.
Because I used to have it in school too. But that's a Tottenham thing though. That's like not a Tottenham like team thing. It's a Tottenham area thing.
Like Tottenham culture thing.
It's called a show line.
A show line.
It's called a show line. Yeah, SHO, the show line.
Okay.
You ask the bubble, yo, let me get the show line. Like,
that'd be like you from Tottenham.
It's from Tottenham for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that was such a Tottenham thing. People had like the line. The original one was just one line coming through.
Okay.
I had it when I was younger too. So.
All right. Real quick before we get into the next section, because I want to ask, because obviously there's a lot of Black British men that are doing exceptionally well in the States. Obviously, you got the Black British actors. You got the Black British rappers. What's the key to the success? You know, what's the secret? I think
people always tell me. I get people all the time say, "Oh, you wouldn't. It's only because your accent that you're doing this in America." It's actually not. It's not the accent. The accent, honestly, the only accent
is actually not.
It's actually not. Like, it's really not. Because The only time the accent gets you places, say for instance, you go to New York. They don't care about your accent.
Yeah.
You come to Texas, they're like, oh my gosh, because they don't really hear people like that.
Yeah.
You go to New York, it's different. They're diverse over there. So it's like, oh, you're from London? Oh, that's what's up. What's good? Like, where you from? That's, you know what I'm saying? It's normal.
Yeah.
Over here, they be tripping though because they don't really hear stuff like that. You know, Texas, you know, other states and stuff like that. But if you go like New York, maybe Philly, Philly, you know, they're going to be more, not used to your accent, but it's more diverse.
Yeah, because they got their own accents out there anyways.
And on top of it as well, there's a lot of Africans and Caribbeans out there.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, like sometimes people get my accent mistaken sometimes. They'll be like, oh yeah, like, oh, I heard your accent, you're Caribbean. I was like, no, I'm not even Caribbean. Wow. Yeah, I would say the key is I just feel like when we come over here, I just feel like we know how to we see an opportunity in everything.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's an opportunity. You know, when I'm making connections, everything's just an opportunity. And I just feel like, I don't know, London's such a small place. If you're from London, it's such a small place. Can have a lot of people in London outgrown it? Yes. Some people can outgrow their own city. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Outgrowing like where you live, where you come from. You know what I'm saying? That people have outgrew it quick because I done everything that I needed to do there. There wasn't the only thing, right, that I would say that could have made me, you know, would be if I was a millionaire there, then it would have been a different lifestyle. Or if I was a professional footballer there, then it would have been a different lifestyle. But then again, it's like maybe not professional because I was always around that. You know, I was always my friends were pro. I know what that scene is. Like I know how that is, how the girls are, like all of that type of stuff. I would say stay away from girls though, guys. You want to go pro, stay away from girls. Yeah, for real. Like not even if you want to go pro. If you want to do anything, just stay away from girls as much. As, you know,
focused.
Stay focused. Yeah, stay focused. You know, practice semen retention. That will make you stronger. No, for real. Like it'll make you stronger. It'll make you think clear. You do that for 6 weeks. You're not even gonna want to touch a girl.
Yo, what is
You're not even gonna want to touch a girl. You're gonna walk around feeling like I'm the shit. Why? Like, because it's like I don't feel like a lot of men value like they're down there, innit? They don't value it. It's just like they just feel like they could just, you know.
Yeah.
You have to value it. You have to put respect in it. The way girls put respect on their little thing, try it, you know. And
this man just gave us a life lesson. All right, cool. So, all right, say me and Elle come out to London for an Arsenal Tottenham match. We can name drop Porter and we good? Like we good out in Tottenham like that or what?
I mean, yeah, like you know what I'm saying, like you be like, yo, like, you know, like, yeah, I'm YC Porter's guy, like, there's different areas in Tottenham, innit? So like Tottenham is like it's a very cool and tricky and funny place at the same time.
Uh-huh.
Reason being is because so just a lot of politics, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of politics in different areas and stuff like that in Tottenham. I mean, like you'd be good regardless. You'd be good regardless. It'd be better if you don't name drop though. You know, because
like, I don't want to attract none of that smoke.
Yeah, like it's not like I'm not in those.
He owes me a hat.
Yeah, like, yeah. I'm not in for real. Yeah, somebody. Yeah, I'm not in a sort of drama or nothing like that. But you know, like my people's, you know, like you know, growing up being like, you know, like friends, you know, being involved in certain stuff and all of that. Automatically, no matter if you think you're like I'm not attached to it, I'm automatically attached to it.
Yeah, facts.
Like, for instance, right? Say 2 separate areas in London, right? I'm not going to get into that, the politics of what's going on, but like, say for instance, like this area, say for instance, an area in Tottenham where I'm from has got a particular like drama of what's going on with a different area, right? That's been going on from when I was young. I seen it all. I see where it comes from. I seen somebody get stabbed in front of my eye when I was little. I seen all of this stuff from young. So it's like I was the younger brother from my brothers that obviously I was just an observer.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's how I was involved. Observe it, you know. So I observed all of it, and I calculated everything. I was like, okay, that's what's going on. Oh, that's what happened. My brother never used to explain certain stuff to me because I was too young, you know what I'm saying? But as I got older, it started to explain different stuff. But I could pretty much explain the whole like history of like actually what actually happened from the jump, you know? And, you know, there will be little kids that's younger than me that I'm pretty sure when I go back to where I'm from, you know, they might look at me and be like, who's this? You know? You can't look at me like that though, you know, because obviously it's just, I would look at you like, who are you? Like, who are you? But that just comes with it, you know what I'm saying? It comes with everything, you know? It comes with, you know, like it's what happened when I first went to America. I went to America for like 9 months. I come back, I see new guys in the area. I was looking around thinking, who the hell are these new guys? You know what I'm saying? They're looking at me as if like, who are you? And I'm looking at you like, yo, I'll slap you. Who are you? Like I live here. Like I don't know who you are, you know. But no, like
me and El just want to go to a soccer game. We're not even tripping off all that.
Yeah,
like it ain't gonna be like an issue. Like you'll be fine. Like you guys will be cool. Like, you know, it's just there's just a lot of politics in it. A lot of politics.
Yeah. All right, man.
Yeah.
Well, Porter, thank you so much.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
let's get into the next.
I like to wear tracksuits, but I don't want to attract no attention. You know,
the thing is that you can wear tracksuits. You can wear your
you see, I've been watching Top Boy and shit.
Yeah, and you know, and it's like the sad part is as well. Yeah, one thing I would touch on as well. I was listening to Dave's album on the plane here, right? And I was listening to one song, and he said a lyric. He said they see blue. I don't know if you've watched. Have you watched Blueface? Blue Story. Sorry, have you watched Blue Story?
That movie was good. When they was like they played the movie, but the guy was like singing through it.
Yeah.
Because Jamie from Top Boy is in that movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Where's it at? It's on Netflix.
It's on Amazon Prime.
All
Must watch, mandatory.
Yeah, definitely mandatory.
Link me.
And I feel like one problem we have, not just where I'm from, in the world as well, is that going back on what Santan Dave said, he basically said that man will see Blue Story, right? No, you will see Scarface and it gets glorified. Then when you see Blue Story, it gets scrutinized. And it made sense because obviously, like, majority of the characters in Blue Story are black characters, you know, gag related and all of that. But then when you watch Scarface, you know, majority of them are, you know, they're not. I hate to say the word black. I don't like using the word black because it's just a color. You know, a lot of them are like, you know, they're not. What I say, they're not black, pretty much.
Yeah,
let's make it easy. They're black, but it makes sense because it's like all of these like these films that have like, you know, like, Caucasians or, you know, like have like different like ethnic minorities. All these movies get glorified, but the minute like a African American or, you know, like a movie that casts a lot of black actors inside it and it's about violence too, it's seen as if like, oh my gosh, it gets banned from here, it gets banned from there, it gets banned from there. There's always like tags to it, and there's always a reason why this is not a good movie. You know what I'm saying? Where really and truly, all these movies have done, right, is basically giving you the light of what actually goes on where we come from. And it's really, it's not even, when I watched it, it was sick. But at the same time, I know the real London. You know what I'm saying? You can't put the real London in the movie because people will be like, what? That's how real London is. You can't do that. You know, and put it this way, if you watched the movie and you felt like, oh, this is crazy, London's crazy. Believe me, it's worse than that. It's worse than what any movie that can show you, for sure.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not like that every day and stuff like that, but it's just, you know, you go to certain areas, you go certain times, you know, whatever, and yeah, things like that occasions can happen, and yeah.
And it's like that everywhere. Like people don't realize, people are so in their own bubble that they don't realize like shit is the same here than it is where you are. Like your area is not any like tougher or harder than this area just because you don't have that experience. Right. Doesn't mean that, you know what I'm saying, like the same things don't go on. Like if it's impoverished, if there's like people don't have jobs and like there's crime, like it's all the same wherever you at. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what's crazy? Last thing I'd say is that when I first came to America as well, the first thing I got asked by a lot of females And a lot of guys, there's black people in London, and I look at them and think, what? Like, is that a question? Like, is that really?
Lack of exposure.
You guys have gangsters in London. You guys have this,
access, bro.
And I'm like, and I've realized, I was like, oh, like the accent has really like made people feel like as if like stuff doesn't happen in London. I'm never gonna glorify it, but I'll tell you what, it happens everywhere, bro.
Yeah. They think everyone's Idris Elba and Daniel Kawhi.
Yeah, like you know, like. Yeah.
That's why I like to learn about other cultures, especially other black cultures in other places, because you know I've never been to London, but I consume a lot of like British TV. I listen to the music, you know what I'm saying? Like I try to get an idea of the culture and the environment, you know what I'm saying, based on the stuff that they put out. Similar to how, you know, people consume American culture. You know, they listen to the music, they watch the TV shows and stuff like that to try and, you know, they get an idea and form a narrative. But I'm definitely interested, and I love to like learn about other cultures. And that's why I like when he's saying the slang, like I was picking up on it, because like I try to like, you know, ingest in the culture and like understand like the parallels to like our culture here, because it's very similar, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like everything is like super similar, especially like as a black person, whether you black in Britain or black in America, there's still like a level of oppression and colonialism that happened, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
So we are the same gang, essentially, you know what I mean?
No, fact. But yo, El, make sure you watch that Blue Stories. That movie.
Yeah. Link me so I could remember.
Okay, most definitely. Yeah, let's get into the next thing.
Yeah, we went off on a tangent.
Sorry.
Definitely a good conversation though. But let's get into no card, yellow card, red card. So this is a rapid fire segment of the show where I'll read off some news headlines. It could be soccer related, it could be basketball, pop culture, whatever. Doesn't matter what the headline is, but we're gonna rate this headline based on the soccer card system. So no card is, you know, I agree with it or I'm cool with it, you know, allow it. Yellow card is I can go either way. Red card is obviously I disagree or I'm not cool with it, you know, it's a foul. And then we'll give like a little explanation of why you gave it that card. Got it?
Okay.
Cool. So got 4 this week. First up, Dennis Schroeder, so it's NBA. Dennis Schroeder turned down a 4-year, $84 million extension with the Lakers in March, which would have paid him $21 million per year or per season, because he was seeking a $120 million max contract. But instead, he ended up with a 1-year, $5.9 million contract. So it backfired. So what card are we giving Dennis for his decision making in this scenario?
Porter, you go first, because I have a lot to talk about on this.
You know what? It's like we can only rate this by numbers, or
yellow card, red card, or no card.
No card, yellow card, red card.
It's so hard because yellow card.
Okay. Yeah. Why you give him a yellow?
I think it's tough, right? Because it's like, number one, I guess he believed in himself, right?
Yeah.
He believed in himself. So I'm a big risk taker. I'm big on risk taking, right? Sometimes your risks have to be wild for you to achieve great things. But I also feel like sometimes you have to make calculated risks. you know about calculated risks, right?
Yeah.
For sure.
You have to take calculated risks, you know, and if you're gonna make it, like right now, for instance, like I can like just kind of like refer back to the business. Like sometimes I make crazy risks, but at the same time, I have to be calculated sometimes with what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to be calculated. At the start, I was making like mad risks. Lost a lot of money, like thousands, like lost money. And then those risks actually paid off after. So it's kind of was like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Later, so.
Yeah, I want to give him a red card so bad, but everything's going to be in hindsight. So I got to give him a yellow card because, you know, strategically, you know, if he plays out, you know, like he did last year, has a great season, he's going to be able to get that max, that super max that he wants. Because if you look at the free agency, less people that are coming off the books and stuff like that. But like my dad always say, Nigerians and their wisdom, he's like, hey, bird in hand is better than bird in air. So you got to strike while the iron's hot. If an injury happens, if he has like a down year, it's all bad.
And that's what I say. You got to think it. Sometimes you got to think ahead. Sometimes, I would say always live in the moment. Sometimes you got to kind of like think ahead.
You can sign that contract and be like, yo, if you outplay, you be like, yo, I need a new deal. It's easier to do that than be like, well, you see what I did 2 years ago instead of this year? Like, nah.
Yeah,
it's tough.
Yeah, these NBA players playing this risky game, going into free agency, signing these 1 year contracts, trying to get the supermax. Like, you're not LeBron, bro. It's not going to work out that way.
But it's funny though too, because it's like he's still making 5.9 a year. So it's like
that's crazy. We talk about the numbers like that, right?
The sad thing though, the sad thing about that is that there's no way he's not waking up every morning thinking, damn.
He's like, damn.
Like I don't think, like for real, if I signed a pro contract, play soccer, and the same thing happened to me, no matter, even though like the money's one thing, I'm making money, cool. But I'd still be kind of waking up thinking, damn, I'm loving what I'm doing. I absolutely love it. But damn, I messed up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You actually would feel that way, Like,
yeah, every athlete has that hindsight, complex that they're like, all right, what if I went to this team versus if I stayed here, or if I would have signed that new deal?
Right.
It's everything's hindsight.
Yeah.
All right, next up. So the Premier League has voted unanimously not to release players on international duty to play in countries with COVID red list countries. So what card are we giving the Premier League for this decision during World Cup qualifiers?
So they're banning players from.
They're banning players from playing in red list countries. So I guess if they play a qualifier in, I'm gonna say a random country like Ukraine or whatever. If Ukraine is on the red list, they can't play there, so they won't be released from their teams to play, on a national team. So like say if you're like Mustafi or whatever, and you got to go play for like Switzerland. Switzerland is on the red list. You can't go play international duty because.
Is England on the red list right now? I think they still are. They got to be because they're still banned from America.
Regardless if it's from America, it doesn't. Because Pulisic's coming back for this for the qualifying. So I think he's good.
I think it's selfish, man. I just think it's like, I think it's mad selfish because it's like, what if, right? Say for instance, right? And the Premier League will lose a lot of money. Say for instance, right? For every match that's played on that 1 week or whatever, everybody's tested positive for COVID. Then what are you going to do? You're going to cancel the whole Premier League? Imagine that. Imagine that.
On it a couple of weeks.
Yeah, everybody's tested positive for Corona. There's only like a few players that's not. You're going to play 2 against 3. I just feel like you should let the players go, but do not let them come back. Like, how can I explain? Do not let them come back and play in the Premier League if they do catch COVID, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel like that would be the standard protocol. Like, everyone knows the risk involved. At the end of
the day, it's a job. It's a job.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think if anything, I think the league is just trying to protect themselves, with the TV rights, and they obviously took a big hit. So I'll give it a yellow card, but it's national duty. This is an opportunity to qualify for the World Cup, and there's enough procedures in place to all right, get tested before, get tested after, make sure you're good, doing like a week quarantine if you need to, or 14 days, whatever the protocol is, and get back to it. Like, simple as that. If you need to call up the academy guys or the bench players that aren't international talent, you do that. Like, squads have big enough squads to rotate now, so I don't think this should be an issue.
Right.
Yeah. So Porter, what card are you giving that?
Red. Sorry.
he said red.
All right. All right. Next up, Man City is on the verge of signing Cristiano Ronaldo. How we feel about this? What card are we giving City for this move?
Is this really true though? Like, it's really happening.
Hey, everyone's reporting it now.
Now, everybody's reporting it, but I don't know if it's really happening.
If it were to happen, hypothetically.
Sick, man. It's good for the culture. I mean, when I was younger, I was a Spurs fan, right? But I always loved Man United. So when Ronaldo was playing for Man United, I loved Man United bits. Like, I used to always like keep up with Man United tabs and stuff. So in a way, like yeah, like, you know, I guess I think it's just good for the culture. I always wanted Ronaldo to come back to the Premier League. I never really cared what team he came back to. I always wanted him to come back to the Premier League, always. And I just feel like he's back in the Premier League. That's sick. That's like amazing. That's like a legacy for him, isn't it? So,
all right. So no card for you.
Yeah, no card yet.
All right.
Yeah, I'm giving it a red card.
Ooh, okay.
Only because you had the chance to sign Messi, and you're going with Cristiano. Yeah, so from that standpoint, I think they should have made the better decision, sign Messi. But it is kind of cool for them to sign their biggest rivals, like one of the top players of all time. I think that's like kind of like a changing of the guard of like, yo, we're the new team out here. Like, we're the team out here. Like that Man United stuff was old news.
Yeah.
And this is like a twisting the knife type thing.
If Ronaldo wins, if Ronaldo can come to City and win Champions League for City, it would be, and I think the reason why I think it would be amazing, and I would love for it to happen, I feel like Pep deserves this. As much as people don't like Pep, I think Pep deserves it. I think all them City players deserve it. I think Sterling deserves the Champions League. I'm just thinking about other players, you know, and
especially Sterling, man.
Yeah,
Sterling deserves the Champions League, man. Like, that World Cup stuff was like, you know, but I feel like it would just be good for Ronaldo's legacy. I'm all about legacy. I just like when people have a sick legacy. That's a sick legacy. You won Champions League with Man United. You won it
with two different,
You retire. Nobody could have words for you. I don't think Messi could have words for him.
I don't know if Messi wins it with PSG.
Oh, that's if he wins it with PSG.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's interesting on both sides. I think for Ronaldo, I would give it a yellow card for Ronaldo just because it's like you coming back with the rival.
Yeah. You know? But you know what it is? I think Ronaldo will do it very respectively. I think he left Man United very respectively. I think he'll return you to United. I don't think the fans at Man United will be mad. I don't think you can be mad because it's like, he's not just any player. You should be happy that he's in the Premier League.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yes, everybody's important, but it's like, bro, like you're not gonna get another Ronaldo for, I don't know. You know.
Yeah. Someone's saying like, yo, the biggest stars are playing for Qatar-led teams.
Oof.
You know, it might be
They got the budget for it.
Yeah, they got the budget for it.
I think China has the budget for it too.
Yeah, but
ain't nobody playing it. Yeah, ain't nobody playing in China yet. At least not now. Maybe after the World Cup.
I mean,
who knows?
I wonder how that's living in
word on the street. It's a Qatari trying to buy Arsenal. So we'll see what's up. I'll take some of that.
Yeah.
All right, last one. This involves your team, Porter. So Weston McKennie has rejected potential moves to West Ham and Aston Villa, but will be interested in joining Tottenham. But Juventus is looking for a sell and not a loan because they need to raise money. So what card are we giving this overall situation?
So Juventus is looking they're looking to sell Ronaldo.
They're looking to sell Weston McKennie.
I thought you said Weston McKennie. Okay, and the last part.
But Tottenham can only do a loan right now.
Oh.
And McKennie prefers Tottenham over West Ham and Villa, obviously.
Tottenham can afford to buy him. The problem with this team is that Levy's just so stingy with his money. He's been making, I guess, calculated risks for over 10 years, man. None of them has worked out. You got to take a risk sometimes, man. You got to do something that you've never done before, man. How much money can you not have? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. Man, if I'm just keeping it real. If I was a billionaire, man, and I owned the team or whatever, man, I'm doing whatever it takes. I'll lose half of my fortune to make a legacy happen. For Tottenham to win a Premier League, I'll try and make it happen. I'll lose half my fortune for that. It's gonna be remembered forever. Like, I don't think it's like, you know, like I don't like to speak about death or nothing like that, but it's like when Levy's no longer here and you know, like he's no longer on this earth, what are people gonna remember you for?
Yeah, is Levy American or British?
I think he's British. He's British.
No, he's British. He's British.
Okay.
And it's like, what are people gonna know you for? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, like, what are they gonna remember you for? You know, like that you. I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's tough.
It's tough, man.
So if you were to, you know, own a team, would you get like straight up like Premier League team, or would you start like a League One championship and then kind of build them up?
I would love to build up a team, but if I was to pick a team to own right now, I'd just own Spurs. I just own Spurs.
He said,
Yeah.
Yeah, West Ham, you got to do what's best for your career, son. So no car, you know, West Ham, Aston Villa, those where careers go to die. Well, I'm just kidding, but
I mean, Jack,
you know.
Jack didn't die there.
Yeah.
We'll see what he does though, you know, because
Yeah.
right now it's a bit there.
Just got to do it. Just got to do what's best for you. So no car.
All right. So what car you get at, Porter?
No card.
No car. All right.
Yeah, man. So
That's it.
Porter made it. Porter, yo, thank you for coming on to the show. We made it happen. Thank you for adjusting your schedule. Where can people find you if they want to connect with you, if they want to get some, you know, merch, some apparel, hats, briefs, socks, shirts, cut up jeans?
Yeah.
Vibes. Where can they tap in with you?
Best place for them to contact me and see everything I'm doing is my social media, my Instagram page, YC Porter. You follow that, you'd know everything. There's no better place to follow than that.
Okay, so we're gonna have that in the show notes. Thanks again. We'll name drop you when we get out to London for a game.
Sure.
But once again, yo, best of luck with all your endeavors.
Yeah.
You know, glad to have gotten to know you over these past couple of years.
Yeah.
But yo, 2 Cents fam, that's our show for this week. Make sure you subscribe, rate, and review. It helps us get discovered. Follow us on the socials at 2 Cents FC. Check out our merch at 2centsports.shop. If you enjoyed the show, considering dropping us a donation using the link in the description. It helps support the costs associated with the show. It helps us continue to get wonderful guests. We're getting guests that you don't even think about, you know, hearing from. You know, we're getting unique stories, unique perspectives. So if you guys are considering dropping a donation, make sure you do that. And then tweet us your comments on the show, any topics you want me or my guy L to discuss. That's it. L, what you got? Anything?
Nope. That's it, man. Until next week.
Until next week.
Peace out.